Welcome to the headlines. I'm Helen Liao. Thank you for joining us. Coming up in today's show, Hualien Tzu Chi volunteers tend to family members of a student who passed away in a misfortunate accident. We take a look at why 20% of Taiwan's population suffer from insomnia. And we go to the Jing Si Hall in Taichung, Taiwan to see how it inspires more people to walk the Tzu Chi path. In Taiwan, as the Tzu Chi College of Technology held its final exams, a third-year student was found absent. Later, his teachers and classmates found his body on the rooftop. Upon learning of the news, his family members in Keelung rushed over to arrange his funeral. Tzu Chi volunteers were also on site to comfort the hearts of the family and classmates.
Students chant Buddhist sutras together to mourn their classmate. On June 24th, a student of the Tzu Chi College of Technology perished accidentally. As the school's teachers console family members, Tzu Chi volunteers also comfort his classmates.
We are here to console his father, mother, sister, and grandfather. We also accompany some 50 students to get through their pain and sorrow because they are still too young to deal with us. Therefore, we will continue to care for them.
As the student was absent from his finals, his teachers and classmates were on a search and found his body on the rooftop of his apartment.
At around 10 a.m., his classmates found that he had passed away in an accident on a rooftop. There was an electrical leakage at the scene. However, we still need to conduct a thorough investigation to confirm the cause of death.
As the police investigate the accident, they also remind students who rent apartments to be aware of their household safety.
Also in Taiwan, Tzu Chi volunteers recently visited a veterans' home in New Taipei City, Sanxia District. The volunteers not only help these seniors trim their nails, but also join them in songs, showing them that they are not alone.
Singing with the seniors are Tzu Chi volunteers who visit this veterans' home in Sanxia every month. On each visit, volunteers work to assuage the seniors' homesickness. In 1949, these veterans fled China to Taiwan, leaving their families behind. After the martial law was lifted, some veterans went back to China to reunite with their families, while others stayed in Taiwan.
A few years ago, there were many veterans here, but the number has gradually declined. It reminded me to seize the opportunity to show our care and love to these seniors while we still can.
The joyful seniors have a good time with volunteers outside the venue. However, volunteers also do not forget to tend to those who are bedridden.
It is hard for them to trim nails by themselves. With regard to their eyesight or overall health, they can barely look after themselves. I'm happy to help out. If I didn't come here, I would feel sorry.
Handing out a coin to each senior, Tzu Chi volunteers later explain the meaning behind the bamboo coin banks. To reciprocate the volunteers' love and kindness, these seniors donate their own coins as a way to join Tzu Chi's ranks in doing good deeds.
Tzu Chi's founder, Master Zheng Yan, has always preached to her disciples and the public that we need to seize every moment to honor our parents. Thus, the foundation has teamed up with Taiwan's Ministry of Interior to promote filial piety, during which a short film produced by Dai TV, but the name of my mother will be shown. Here's a sneak peek.
Tzu Chi volunteer Hong Meng is 80 years old. She is passionate about painting and has held 4 exhibitions. At first illiterate, it was thanks to her son's continuous encouragement and support that Hong Meng bravely took the first step. While keeping his mom company, Xue Dangjing finally understood that each of her paintings is a reflection of her inner self.
I paint whatever comes to mind and I paint whatever I see.
After keeping her company for these many years, I've come to know her mind. So as I keep her company, I'm also looking after her.
The short featured The Name of My Mother, based on the story of the mother and son pair, and produced by Daai TV, reminds people to honor their parents in a timely fashion.
All Tzu Chi people should not wait to be filial. As the master puts it, just do the right thing. The most important is to be at their side.
I think one of the essay questions in this year's standard placement test was called "It is too late." The student who got a perfect score wrote about not being able to honor his parents in time. I think this is being human.
Holding a seminar on filial piety together with the Ministry of Interior, Tzu Chi will show the film 6 times in Taiwan. Hopefully, people will be inspired to spend more time with their elders and realize that is where the true blessings in life are found.
In Malaysia, June is Parents' Month, which gives children an opportunity to thank their parents for raising them. Johor Bahru Tzu Chi volunteers held a tea serving event at a local shopping mall to remind everyone that filial piety cannot wait.
Following the prompts of Malaysia Tzu Chi volunteers, the 3 Zhen brothers from Johor Bahru kneel down before their parents to present a cup of tea. This is the first time the Zhen family has celebrated Parents' Month in this way.
I feel very grateful that I've been given this opportunity to serve tea to my parents because I've never done so before.
We can use this opportunity to show the love we have for our parents and let them know that we treasure everything they do for us. Also, we are very grateful for our parents for taking care of us.
The gesture not only moves the parents, but also reminds them of the importance of showing filial piety to their own parents.
So this is something very, very knowledge and very useful for me. I felt that I have not served tea to my parents for a long, long time too. So I think it's about time for me to do that.
June is Parents' Month in Malaysia, and Johor Bahru Tzu Chi volunteers set up a tea serving area inside a local shopping mall. For those children who are often busy at school, this was a good chance to show their gratitude towards their parents.
Normally, I don't have an opportunity to perform my filial piety duties because I'm always studying. So using this event is a good way to show my gratitude. I can continue to be a filial child by doing chores around the house.
The meaning of this event is very good, as it teaches our children the tradition of respecting the elderly and that filial piety cannot wait. Although the tea serving lasted only a few minutes, the lessons garnered will last a lifetime.
Most of us will just give our parents things to eat or buy food and drinks for them, these kind of basic acts, but we don't take it one step further, like serving tea to them. I think if this event was held more often, it would be a good way to remind people to act filial towards their parents.
People who can get a good night's sleep should count their blessings. For about 20% of Taiwan's population, with 6 million people, suffer from insomnia. Next, we take a look at why people suffer from sleeplessness.
I don't sleep well. I can barely sleep.
80-year-old Grandma Lian is always worried come bedtime, for it could be another sleepless night, despite the heaps of sleeping pills she takes.
My medication is quite heavy. These are all sleeping pills.
About 19.3% of Taiwan's population suffer insomnia. Over the past few years, the figure has been fluctuating in between 19 to 20, so this means that in every 4 to 5 people, one of them has trouble sleeping.
In Taiwan, 4 out of 10 seniors have some sort of sleeping disorder. Ordinary people might have trouble sleeping once in a while, but that may not necessarily be chronic insomnia.
If a person has trouble sleeping 3 nights a week, not just once in a while, and this condition persists for more than a month, then it is classified as chronic insomnia. So the 19.3% we just mentioned suffer from this condition.
There are many causes of insomnia, though some are due to physical illnesses. Most are far more complicated.
You might be having anxiety problems or suffering depression. When you discover you have insomnia, we call this comorbidity, where multiple disorders are present at the same time. The other one is due to your biological clock. The third is sleep deprivation.
Ignoring the root of their problem, people abuse sleeping pills to find a good night's rest. According to the Department of Health, the rate of abuse for sleeping pills based on zolpidem has grown 6 times over the past 6 years by some 20,000 patients in the country.
Drugs that can put people fast asleep, such as Stilnox. Some patients' nightly dosage might be 30 to 40 times what people normally need to take, so that's actually quite scary.
Sleeping pills are not antidepressants, and some patients can develop an addiction for them. The ventral tegmental area sits in the center of our brain and is the source of neurotransmitter dopamine. When dopamine is released, it stimulates the nucleus accumbens and then the prefrontal cortex, which yields a sense of gratification. This is the so-called reward circuit. Abusing such neural pathway leads to addiction.
When addiction develops, the areas of the brain on the reward circuit might already be malfunctioning, and the brain's cognitive ability is typically damaged. We see a lot of this in the patients we deal with.
When we have trouble sleeping at night, we may not need medication to remedy the problem, but rather the condition might simply be a reflection of other problems that trouble us. Only by tackling the root of our troubles can we finally enjoy a good night's sleep.
In this era of information explosion, many media outlets only focus on high ratings and profits while ignoring the public interest. In our next report, let's meet non-profit media groups in Taiwan that are striving to provide truth, goodness, and beauty to their viewers. Dancing and singing to the music, with encouragement from their teachers, children from the Yangming Home for the Disabled in Taipei City are ready to spread their happiness to more people. Through their camera lens, staff from the Guangqing Program Service hope to capture these heartwarming moments.
For our show, we follow priests or volunteer groups and explore the good work they have been doing. Although our society provides relatively good benefits to its citizens, when we visit underprivileged children or seniors, we will often be surprised by their living conditions.
In fact, Rara Buyong once left Guangqi Program Service to pursue a career in a commercially owned media station. However, the non-profit system and its mission of reporting goodness have brought her back.
We hope to give viewers to see the different levels of society and encourage them to help people that are living on the fringes of society. It is hard to get the full picture by viewing with a spotlight. For example, commercially owned media and religious media both strive to present the society differently.
If we can spread positive messages to our viewers, they will act as a catalyst and have a positive influence on our society as a whole.
To spread positive messages in Taiwan, a Catholic priest from the United States established the Guangqi Program Service. At first, the organization only produced radio programs, but soon after, TV programs were launched.
There are different ways to teach English. You can do so by telling a story that is embedded with good moral values. We hope our viewers can learn English happily and feel that they did not waste any of their time.
Instead of reporting news that strives to generate high ratings, Daai TV centers on reporting truth, goodness, and beauty. It also focuses on spreading positive news to its viewers.
15 years ago, the Buddhist Tzu Chi Foundation established Daai TV. The purpose of the channel was to witness the power of compassion and cultivate the spirit of humanity in the general public.
错误的导向，错误的人会更多。来给一寡正向的导向，正向的人会更多。
Therefore, the purpose of Daai TV is not broadcasting programs that suit viewers' tastes, but to increase goodness in society as a whole.
After watching Dai dramas, many people realize their wrongdoings and find new purpose in their lives.
The media outlets launched by religious groups focus on reporting heartwarming news. This is different from most commercially owned media, which focus more on reporting news filled with saucy content.
Compassion, love, and forgiveness. These concepts are the goals of religious media outlets. In the years to come, non-profit-driven media will continue to use their power to purify our hearts, and their influence in Taiwan's media industry should not be underestimated. In Taiwan, foreign media delegations from 11 countries visited Tzu Chi Nehu grounds on June 24th. When the group members learned Tzu Chi's eco-blanket was made from recycled plastic bottles, they were amazed.
He made this action. He smell it first.
This group of foreign media delegation visiting Taiwan is surprised to hear Tzu Chi's signature eco-blanket is made from plastic bottles. A magazine representative from Turkey says, although they are aware of the problem of global warming, there are not many opportunities to do something about it in Turkey.
So that's because it's a very important question. It's a very important problem of the whole world. The wastes, and I also felt like I want to, because in my country we don't recycle, for example, the garbage, so it is very important.
Takes notes and photos attentively and carefully of the recycling efforts. One Spanish delegate is amazed at the sight of an 89-year-old recycling volunteer.
This is the most surprise for me, when they are ancient, go home and say relax, and this is a great surprise. The old people working and this man that is separate the video with 89 years. It's really fantastic.
Every year, Taiwan External Trade Development Council will invite foreign media to visit the island to further understand of Taiwan's products. This year, the first stop was Dai Technology. And by touring the recycling station at Tzu Chi's Nehu grounds, these guests further understand Taiwan's efforts in protecting Mother Earth.
As the number of volunteers increased over the years in Taichung City, the local Tzu Chi chapter could no longer accommodate the growing number. Thankfully, after many twists and turns, a piece of land was finally acquired, which paved the way for the establishment of the local Jing Si Hall.
The construction of the Taichung Tzu Chi Jing Si Hall commenced in 2008 and was completed 4 years later. The grand structure now sits on Wenxin South Road and occupies almost 8,000 square kilometers of land, emanating Tzu Chi's humanitarian culture from inside to out. With so many other cultivation grounds nearby, if we didn't have a place of our own for our Tzu Chi volunteers, it would be difficult to bring everyone's hearts together. In Nantun district, 8 other religious cultivation grounds are situated within a kilometer's radius of the Jing Si Hall. In terms of the city's development, this area has been deemed a prime location, hence getting the land was not easy. Yet the late Tzu Chi volunteer Hong Zhichen took it upon himself to find Tzu Chi a home here.
不要等到身体不行了才想要做，那就来不及了。
Hong passed away in 2005 due to illness. However, even down to his last breath, his heart was set on finding a piece of land for the Taichung Jing Si Hall.
When he was at the Xindian Tzu Chi Hospital, he was down to his last breath. He was very weak, yet those were his final words to me. It really moved me.
Hong Zhichen entrusted his final wishes to Wu Qingyun, who began his search for the right piece of land. However, landowners were reluctant to give up the land given its prime location. After countless efforts, it was finally Tzu Chi's ideals which swayed their hearts.
他们地主会开家族会议，开家族会呢，因为
The landowners convened a family meeting. All of them acknowledged Master Ziyan's philosophy, and without Master's blessings, the negotiation was successful.
May there be more bodhisattvas on earth to alleviate the cries of all those suffering.
We will make use of this venue to recruit more people to join us. I think we should work harder. Like the master always says to me, I have to do the work of two.
With the establishment of the Taichung Jing Si Hall, Tzu Chi volunteers promise to do more.
We should waste not a second and let every step we take be solid ones. And if we follow the master's words, we won't go wrong.
To help Dai News centers in central Taiwan relocate to their new office at the Jing Si Hall in Taichung City, Tzu Chi volunteers showed up with a recycling truck. Thanks to the efforts and teamwork, furniture and cameras from the old office were quickly transported to the new office and properly organized.
With all the office items packed and ready to go, Tzu Chi volunteers arrive early morning to load the heavy items onto the truck. Next comes a fridge. At least 30 volunteers come to help load items onto the truck.
We used 3 recycling trucks to move, and we asked the Tzu Chi chapter to send a box truck to help move the more fragile items, such as computers.
Thanks to the teamwork of the volunteers, they spent less than half an hour to move Central Taiwan's Dai News Center to their new office in the Taichung Jing Si Hall.
Thank you, Tzu Chi volunteers, for helping us move our office. The Blue and White Cloud Tzu Chi volunteers are the strongest support of Dai TV.
Though sweating buckets, volunteers do not complain as they want to help Dai News staff settle down and carry on their reporting work as soon as possible.
For the past 3 years, Tzu Chi volunteers in Shanghai, China have been holding monthly recycling events at the Hualien Community Park, which has inspired many local residents to join the volunteers' ranks. Here in Shanghai's Hualien community, for the past 3 years, volunteers have been coming together to hold a monthly recycling event. Volunteers also visit nearby shops to ask for recyclables and to encourage more to join the cause.
If you recycle it, it becomes a resource.
You can put all the recyclables together, and once a month we will pick them up and separate them into their proper categories.
We do this to protect the planet and also for the sake of ourselves and our future generations.
Today, volunteers teach participants how to make environmentally friendly household cleaner out of fruit peels. Many say they can't wait to give the recipe a try when they get home.
It cleans without harming the environment. I will give it a shot when I get home.
I just learned how to make it. When I go back home, I will try to make it and share it with my neighbors and friends so more people can learn of this good thing.
Doing recycling is not hard. It just means changing habits and understanding that garbage is, in fact, gold. We go to the United States at the end of the show, where a 2-week summer camp is being held at the Tzu Chi U.S. headquarters in San Dimas, California. This time, the camp focused on 2 themes: filial duties, can't wait, and practice recycling to safeguard the planet. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for watching Dai Headlines. Goodbye.